Hello and welcome to the Alternative News Podcast with Tom and James. This is your little slice of happiness away from the terrible world outside. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello and welcome to the Alternative News Podcast with Tom and James.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
How you doing, mate?
How was your fair today?
Yeah, it's very good.
You're a bit Dad's Army now.
Yeah. Well done.
I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm all right. Yeah. I've had two kind of not major events, but decent size events in the last month since we last recorded the podcast.
Do tell.
So, well, I fear the second one's probably bigger news than the first one. But the first one is obviously I joined you in COVID Club.
Oh, of course, yes.
Yeah, weren't to know at the time, but had
the worst club ever.
Yeah, had a bit of the old COVID when we record the last podcast. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. All right now though. Everyone okay?
Yeah, it was all right. You know, luckily, I say luckily, we all got it, all four of us at home. But yeah, thankfully, it was quite mild. So
oh, good.
It was all done and dusted within a couple of weeks. So yeah, that was kind of the first thing. As I say, started straight after we recorded the last episode. Really.
Is it my fault?
You may have transmitted it down. Well, who was it? Who said it could be from like 4G? You remember that right at the start?
probably some online group or something.
Yeah, they reckon.
Right, said Fred.
Oh yeah, right said Fred. Yeah, he said it was from the 5G masts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's the voice of anti-vaccine.
Yeah.
Whichever one he is.
He's the figurehead. Yeah.
Whichever one's Fred.
The bald figurehead. Yeah. If you're listening, right said. Obviously, we're joking.
Exactly.
Let's put a disclaimer in there. We're not claiming that he's an anti-vax or anything like that.
He actually is.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh right.
He actually is. Yeah.
Fuck him then.
Yeah. Apparently he's deeply dippy.
deeply anti-vax.
No vaccine.
I mean, that story took a turn. I didn't think we'd be talking about Right Said Fred today.
No, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Having a bit of direction, that one.
So that was story one.
Oof. Right.
So
that's a start.
That's a start. So that's all done, thankfully. The second one, as I said, probably a big event, and it was the realization that I am officially middle-aged.
Oh no. Was it going upstairs and forgetting why you've been there?
It was much worse. Much worse.
Going into a nightclub and realising that everyone else there is much more younger than you.
Yeah, I was old enough to be their dad, kind of thing.
Yeah.
No. It was the realisation I am now kind of past my sell-by date. I am surplus to requirement.
Okay.
Yeah, and I now have the fear that if I was to become single, I would struggle to find a mate, basically. And there's kind of four parts to this story, this event which happened over a few minutes.
Okay.
The first one out is embarrassing kind of dad rocking out, and I say that, and it's intended to be uncool, rocking out. And
yeah.
I was rocking out to Rage in the kitchen.
Right, good song.
Yeah,
good band, sir.
Yeah, I was listening to Testify, which is one of my favourite Rage tracks.
Yeah.
And I was doing a bit of air bass, a bit of air drums, like I was on the stage at Glastonbury kind of thing.
Did you detach the mop and put it on your head?
To look like, what was his name, Zach
De La Rocca,
yeah. No, I didn't, no.
Oh, right.
So there was that initial part of just rocking out like no one's watching kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is really uncool, doing air drums and all that kind of stuff. Now this is where it starts to really kind of unwind. The second part is like, picture this. I didn't have any socks on.
Right.
I had my...
Why are you rocking out?
Yeah. I had my farting Brussels sprouts pyjama bottoms on.
Okay.
Which are a pair of Christmas pyjamas which I was wearing in the middle of May.
I think I've seen them before.
Oh yeah. Really cool. Bright blue, yeah, really cool, yeah.
Stands out.
Yeah. I had the most middle-aged hoodie on, Jack Jones.
Okay, yep,
Yeah,
definitely.
really bad. And my hair was washed but not styled.
Yeah.
So that's me rocking out to Rage. The part 3 is I was wearing disposable gloves.
What, like medical gloves?
Like medical gloves, yeah. So we've got about 8,000 pairs from like COVID time. You know, when everyone was like wearing gloves for everything. So I've got some disposable rubber gloves on, which will become apparent in part 4. So the bit that really clinched it is not only was I dad dancing with middle-aged clothing on and disposable gloves, I was doing it whilst cleaning out the cat's litter tray.
Oh dear.
So yeah, that at that moment,
Did someone see you doing this, or was it just a kind of a deep breath and?
I hope no one saw me doing it. Yeah, it's a close look at myself. Yeah, I was home alone, and that's how I spend my time now.
Yeah.
So yeah, and at that moment, I went, God, I'm middle-aged and uncool.
There's nothing to be ashamed of.
So there's no coming back from that, I fear.
No, exactly.
It's a slippery slope to kind of retirement, old age, and then death.
I know. It's when you think like the kids today haven't heard of bands like Rage or Red Hot Chili Peppers, and you think, oh, I know. Like we've been watching Derry Girls recently, and all the music just sounds like it was out yesterday.
Yeah, yeah.
Saturday night and all that.
It's like 30 years old.
God, it's 30 years old. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hellfire.
Yeah.
It makes you feel old.
Yeah, we're really old. And anyone who listens to our classic album feature at the end of the podcast, I mean, we haven't picked an album since about 2008.
I think, yeah, an Arctic Monkeys one, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah.
I think that was the latest album.
I think that was the most recent one, which was probably 10, 15 years old now.
No, exactly.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, a really sad moment in my life.
I think it's a glorious moment, mate. I think you're comfortable with yourself, that you don't have to worry about how people perceive you. Even though if someone was outside, they would probably think you'd gone mental.
Yeah, and I would be absolutely I'd want the ground to swallow me up.
Yeah,
exactly. If someone has witnessed that, I'm really mortified. Yeah. So yeah, middle age is here. It's to stay.
I think the signs are newfound appreciation for quality slippers.
Yeah, I'm not much of a slipper wearer. I like to feel the floor on my feet.
Do you? Oh no,
Yeah.
I'm definitely slipper. I've got like furry inside slippers.
Have you really comfy slippers? Yeah.
Yeah, really comfy slippers. I've got them on now. Just stroking the inside as we speak.
Well, maybe because like you're a year younger than me. Maybe you'll have your moment kind of in a year's time.
Exactly. Yeah. Other things are buying a Mazda MX-5.
yeah. Just driving it at weekends.
Exactly, and driving around with just the bald head sticking out of it.
Yeah.
thinking that you look cool, but you don't.
Yeah.
Having to push when you go for a wee.
yeah. Having to try too hard to go to the toilet.
Yeah, and shaking it a lot more than you used to, and
yeah.
Maybe even if you're posh, using a toilet paper.
Maybe I'd take that a step further. That perhaps the realization that sitting down for a wee is better.
Oh God, what a treat!
Yeah.
Get on the news or Sky Sports or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I'll admit I've had the odd sit down wee when I've had a banging hangover.
Oh God, yeah. When you're just kind of just draped over the front of your knees.
Yeah, it's like I have to sit down for this. It's,
I don't know. I'm that hungover or I'm that drunk. I don't know what my aim's going to be like.
Exactly. Yeah, this could go anywhere. And my legs are going. My head's thumping. I'm going to sit down for this one. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. And to test the taste of Carlin or anything like that you used to drink when you were younger, or Foster's.
That's a good point. You start to buy expensive beer,
pale ales, German beers.
Yeah.
Like those kind of things. Wine, that you have a newfound appreciation for wine.
Yeah.
So I think I've ticked most of them off. I think only the Mazda MX-5.
Mazda MX-5, yeah.
Yeah, so I must be halfway there, mate.
Yeah, and rocking out to Rage.
Yeah, and buying Fruit of the Loom t-shirts.
Yeah, it is the most middle-aged clothing. Fruit of the Loom, Jack Jones.
I bought 5 off Amazon. Brilliant.
Yeah, 5 for a 10. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. You start to buy your clothes off Amazon.
Yeah, on Sports Direct section.
Pierre Cardin
t-shirts.
Yeah.
So if anyone's listening, if you're ticking those boxes, then you are too, or officially middle-aged.
Yeah.
Or you're a younger person who's in a middle-aged person's mind.
Yeah. You get out while you can.
Exactly, yeah. Enjoy your life.
Yeah. So that's been me the last few weeks. What about you? Any major events? Anything of note?
Nothing really. Nothing majorly going on. It's been quite just trying to save money for this inevitable moving house that will never happen because of energy prices and stuff.
Yeah.
I've become like a proper dad, like kind of with energy. Like if anything's left on around the house or anything, I'll just lose it.
Yeah, turning light switches off, things off standby. Yeah.
Exactly. And now like even the fridge light and stuff like that, I was opening it and it kept coming on, closing it, opening it, coming on, closing it. It's just like so confused.
So you've taken the bulb out and you now go now go to the fridge with a torch.
Yeah, I've got a candle in there. So when you're in there, just like, no, don't do that at home.
With all the CFC gases in the back.
Yeah, exactly.
And news just in, there's been an explosion in Nantwich, Cheshire.
So like heating's been off. Been drying the clothes by holding them out the window and driving down the M6.
They're lovely and dry. Yeah, they smell of diesel, but they're lovely and dry.
They smell lovely and got dirt on them, but they're nice.
Yeah, they're lovely and dry.
Yeah, nothing to report really, mate, to be honest.
Well, yeah. Sometimes it's nice to have quite a boring week or a boring month, I think.
Exactly.
With no dramas.
You need a quiet month sometimes.
Yeah. But we're not here to be boring, are we, mate? We're here to brighten up people's lives, hopefully.
We are here to entertain.
We're here to entertain, and on the entertainment list today, you're going to cover off some amazing news.
Yep.
And then we're going to have the middle section is what the book was at. And then the final fact or fake. As I've run out of
the last one ever.
It'll be the last one for a while. I've run out of facts or fakes that are really obscene. And we'll have a new feature next month, which we'll kind of tell everyone about next month, but we've already kind of got it in the pipeline.
Yeah.
And then we'll finish the show with weird news and classic album.
Sounds perfect to me.
Yeah. So over to you, mate, for some amazing news.
Okay. Yeah. So like we said before, we'd like to start this podcast. We're just going over some amazing news. If you're watching the news at the moment, it's all Prime Minister's drinking parties still, horrible war in Ukraine and energy pricing. So what we want to do is we want to say, yeah, that's going on, but away from that, there is some other news that don't make it to the front page because it's not miserable.
Yeah.
So the first one is...
Oh, hey, don't forget your theme, your intro.
Oh, of course, yeah, nearly forgot, yeah. Amazing, mate. News. I think I'll redo that one.
Go, yeah. Go.
That's amazing news.
Nice.
Cool. Pick one of them, whichever one you like.
Cool, will do, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Right, this headline. This one is actually on Sky News. So it's a cat nicknamed One-Eyed Joe by prison staff has been found on a shipping container in an offshore oil rig 5 years after he vanished.
Oh.
The cat, whose real name is Dexter, has been flown back to the Scottish mainland after being discovered by bamboozled workers. The adventurous feline was found in a shipping container by bamboozled workers, I said that, and flown back to the Scottish mainland by a helicopter on Friday.
Wow.
His microchip was subsequently scanned, checked by the staff of the Scottish SPCA. Did they take the royal out of it?
Oh.
The Scottish SPCA.
You're just getting one step further away, aren't they? From one step.
Unmasking the cat's true identity as Dexter. It also emerged that he has been living as a stray cat around Peterhead Prison in Aberdeenshire in recent years, and he'd earned the nickname One-Eyed Joe from the prison staff.
Has he got one eye?
No, he's got two eyes, but I think he's always showing his one eye at the back.
His pencil sharpener.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Amy Finlay, an animal rescue officer at the RSPCA, I'm going to say, admitted she has no idea how the cat ended up in the container. She said, we're glad to have it looked after some time and it was missing, and we'd like to be able to reunite him with the original owner, which was Stabby Joe in Aberdeenshire prison.
Big Bad Dave.
Yeah, Big Bad Dave.
Two things of note here.
Phil the Crush.
The Crusher. Has this cat been on a shipping container for 5 years on a ship, like, or is it just he's been found there in a shipping container?
He's just been found there, but I reckon he's escaped prison and made his way
tunneled
to the coast,
out of the prison. Yeah,
smelt the fish by the coast.
Right.
Gone and had a snoof around. Like, oh, these containers might have had fish in, and then been taken to an oil rig on the latest supply mission. And
how long has it been missing?
He's been missing for 5 years.
Jeez, what's he been doing?
I don't know. Well, he's only got one eye, by the looks of it, so walking around in circles.
Bumping into things.
Exactly, yeah.
The second thing is, and taking the pee a little bit, this cat's been on a helicopter.
Yes.
I've not been on a helicopter.
I've never been on a helicopter.
You know
and
that
mean? Cat has been flown off an oil rig on a helicopter.
Yeah. He's living the life of Riley.
Exactly. It's just ridiculous. Cats and helicopters.
Yeah.
Whatever next.
Yeah.
So that's one amazing news story.
That's really good. So they're hoping to reunite it with its original owners, which might be someone in the prison.
Billy the Blade.
It's like these things, isn't it? Like if a serious offender is like good behaviour, they get like rewards, don't they?
Yeah.
Maybe it's like they get to
extra roll loo roll.
Yeah, it starts off you get an extra bit of loo roll, and then it might be like you get some like paints, so you can do like some painting in your cell. Or you get to kind of have an extra bit of time in the yard or something. Yeah. But this person's also been given a cat.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If it ever gets through the night.
Yeah.
And for him, it must be perfect. Okay, next one. I'm not sure if people might have heard this one because it was an amazing news story, but it was that amazing that I think it did actually make headline news.
Okay.
Untrained passenger lands Florida plane after pilot falls ill. So a passenger with no flying experience landed a plane in Florida after the pilot that was training him passed out. In an audio recording from a flight, the passenger, Darren Harrison, can heard be telling the traffic controller a serious situation was unfolding.
It could be heard screaming, "Help!"
An air traffic controller who teaches new pilots helped guide the man down to Palm Beach International Airport this afternoon on Tuesday. The two men later met on the tarmac for a hug. The air traffic controller and the guy. The pilot of the Cessna 208 had been flying to Florida from the Bahamas. He told his two passengers he was feeling ill, according to the Federal Aviation Agency. He fell against the controls, putting the small aircraft into a nosedive and a sharp turn. The nature of the medical emergency has not been revealed, but the pilot has been treated in hospital. An on-board conversation between Mr. Harrison and air traffic control caught the drama. So Mr. Harrison said, "I've got a serious situation here. My pilot's just gone incoherent and I have no idea how to fly this airplane." And control said, "Lee Medella Roger, who's your position? Who's your position? What's your position?" I'm not going to read out the whole of that. It's probably a bit boring. Robert Morgan, an air traffic controller from Palm Beach International, was on a break when his colleague came to alert him of the situation. A long-time flying instructor with more than 20 years of experience in air traffic control, Mr. Morgan, had never flown a specific model, but was able to map out the aircraft's cockpit from the internet and printed it out.
What?
So he knew where all the dials were and what this passenger had to press. So
he could say, like, it's the red button above the green one on the right.
Yeah, exactly. That dial that's going says you're in a nosedive. Pull up. Yeah, So the plane was finally landed. All passengers escaped no injuries, and the pilot's been treated and hope he has a speedy recovery. But it's a pretty amazing story.
It's amazing. Yeah, when you first started that, obviously, you said the pilot had been taken ill.
Yeah,
because I was going to say like what happened to like the captain's co-pilot. You know, I obviously didn't realise it was a Cessna, which I'm guessing is quite a small plane, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little propeller plane, isn't it? It's usually used for training and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah,
so, yeah. If your pilot goes in that, then you've got no chance.
Because there's only one, yeah. Because I know that if you know when you go on a proper commercial flight, you're on your summer holidays, the pilots aren't allowed to eat the same meal, are they?
No,
they have to have separate meals in case one of them's like contaminated or got salmonella.
Yeah, they're not allowed to lock the cabin either now, are they? I think they have to have separate meals, separate drinks, I think, as well, maybe.
That's right, yeah. Because you always feel a little bit uneasy when one of them gets out to have a wee.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what are you doing? Get back on.
Yeah, you think, so it happens to the other one.
Yeah, not thinking that they've got autopilot on or
yeah. Once you're 38,000 feet in the air, it's easy, isn't it? Just sit back and watch Netflix, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
For 4 hours until you get to Greece.
Oh, dear.
That's amazing, yeah.
That is an amazing story.
That's amazing, huh?
The last one, I want to try and find something that was something positive that come out of this horrible invasion of Ukraine. I found one story in particular. Ukrainian soldiers have unearthed several ancient Greek pots, basically, while digging trenches in Odessa. Soldiers from the 126th Territorial Defence discovered the Greek jars, which date to the earliest of the city's history as 2,500 years ago, and likely held wine and grains. So this trove of ancient urns was buried just under the surface, and if it wasn't for digging trenches, they wouldn't have found them. So, while the discovery of the attached jars was in impeccable condition and was fascinating on its own, their origins are revealed to be even more staggering history. It's believed to date back to the 4th or 5th century BCE, about 100 years after the first Greek settlement was constructed in the area, which have officially become Odessa. So that's why it might have a Greek-sounding name.
Ah, yeah.
They survived a millennia of warfare, invasions, only to emerge in the midst of a conflict. And you see the pictures online; they're very much intact and stuff. So so for those guys that have found them, hopefully they can sell them to a museum and make a bit of money off them or something. Yeah,
well, I never realised that the Greeks were in Ukraine.
Yeah, they went everywhere, didn't they? As far as Afghanistan, didn't they? About the Macedonian, Alexandria. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Got about.
Yeah, put himself about a bit,
Yeah. Yeah, so something nice to come out of that war, I suppose.
Yeah. So it leads to, it's the start of positive news in that country.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And of course, they won Eurovision as well.
Yes, they did. Yeah, I actually watched Eurovision for the first time.
Did you? You know what? I forgot it was on, which is really bad.
Yeah, I actually watched it because I thought the UK might have a chance. Well, they did.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it was sufferably boring in parts, but some bits were funny.
I think that's the thing.
Commentaries were funny.
Yeah, it's the madness of it, isn't it? Which is good.
It's mad as a box of frogs, isn't it?
It absolutely is. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's all my amazing news this week, mate.
Love it. Really good amazing news. This month, yeah.
It's biannual week.
This thrice fortnightly podcast. Cool. I love it. Yeah, and we'll have some more amazing news next month, won't we? As well.
We bloody well will.
We're bloody hell. Cool. Shall we have a little break?
Let's have a break.
Have you been a victim of online fraud? Has somebody stolen all of your life savings? You've got no money left for your retirement. Or has someone just nicked your chips? Then you need Geordie Solicitors. At Geordie Solicitors, we don't mess about. We'll take on your case, big or small. Maybe it's something small, like your Alan Shearer gnome's been stolen from your garden. Or maybe it's something massive, like a corrupt football club owner. That bloody Mike Ashley! Call now, Geordie Solicitors on YII, or visit our website, yii.com. Geordie solicitors will take them down the tune.
Good day and welcome to the Subversive News Podcast with me, Wilfred Jellytot.
And me, Neville Tickleslap.
Today we will be providing the latest bizarre and queer news from more foreign climes.
Yes, indeed.
News out of France today that some spunky chaps have invented the world's strongest and most expensive perfume. The fragrance, called J'adore Jambon at the toilet, has been found to induce asthma attacks and cost 1,000 guineas.
Hey, anything to cover up the smell of garlic, hey boys?
Yes, quite.
Our man in Berlin reported that Hurt Hitler has accused the British government of inciting war by building up stockpiles of pork in the Mediterranean to feed the navy.
We have the greatest navy and pigs in the world, Adolf. There's no need to be a sauerkraut.
Quite right, and if that naughty Mr. Hitler carries on with this behaviour, then I see his wonderful little moustache going right out of fashion.
Rather. And finally, news out of the Sub-Sahara now, where the world's most beautiful and largest elephant has been spotted. Onlookers were amazed at his majesty and were impressed that it took 30 rounds of ammunition to kill it.
Ha! He won't forget that in a hurry.
Rather. That's all for today. Thank you, and God save the King.
Thank you, and welcome back to the second part of the show.
Welcome back.
Hope you enjoyed the little break and the little the commercials in the break.
I hope you got some refreshments. Are now replenished for the second hors d'oeuvre.
That's it. Yeah. Sit back and relax. So, as our regular listeners and downloaders will know, this is where we cover off two features, kind of two mini game shows almost.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. The first one is the second one is Fact or Fake, which obviously we'll come to as the second one.
Mm-hmm.
But the first one is what the fuck was there? Quite simply, I kind of read three legitimate. Is that the word legitimate?
Legitimate. Yeah.
Legitimate books and book titles. They are out there for purchase.
Yeah. From any good retailer.
Any good retailer, yeah. This is not made up. This is real. These exist. I will give Tom kind of three book titles, really. Well, I'll give you all three book titles. So the first one today, I'm just going to go straight in with the book title for this one.
Cool.
And it's called The Pocket Book of Boners.
Pardon? Is this some kind of archaeological thing or something?
Well, it's called The Pocket Book of Boners, and it's like got a cartoon on it. Now, I am struggling to read the text at the bottom because this is a picture of the book. I don't know if boners is a term used by auctioneers.
Right. Okay.
So let me send you the image now on the old
What's that? Down the
I think it's something to do with auctioneering.
Gotta see this.
The Omnibus of Schoolboy. What? Oh, that's another book. An original pocketbook edition. I think it's something to do with auctioneering.
It must be, yeah. In this, knocks the buyer down.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's hitting him on the head with a hammer, isn't he?
Yeah. What's the boners bit mean? Is that what it's called when you knock someone down?
Is that because he's hitting him on the head?
On his bone?
On his bone, on his head bone?
On his head bone.
Let's Google it. What is boner? I'm going to get some images now. Auctioneering.
Yeah, God, yeah.
What is boner auctioneering? Pussy boutique.
Oh,
Catherine Boner.
Turn it off now, Tom, before you get a knock at the door.
It's actually come up with your book.
Oh, has it? Right.
On Wikipedia, The Pocket Full of... There's a book illustrated by Dr. Seuss.
Ah.
He's quite a famous drawer, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's one of the best-selling books and contains 22 illustrations of boners, brackets, howlers, blunders, drawn by Dr. Seuss. The rest of the volume consists of short jokes and humorous observations.
Ah.
Yeah, so it's actually a very serious thing, but it's put in an old 1940s term as a boner being a gaff rather than a...
right.
Yeah.
So that was a good boner.
Yeah. Oh. That could be a right boner.
Yeah, that was one hell of a boner. So there we go. The Book of Boners.
That's it. Or available in all good bookshops.
The Pocket Book of Boners. And I imagine there is a Pocket Book of Boners out there as well. For
Is it hard to read?
yeah, it's quite stiff. So so make sure you buy this one rather than another Book of Boners.
Yeah, don't get the up one.
For any of our American listeners, I wonder, is boner a term they'd use in America?
I think they do, yeah.
Do they? Oh, yeah.
Boner patrol.
Yeah, if you haven't already guessed and you don't know what boner is, it's a euphemism for an erection.
Yeah, think of a bone.
Yeah, think of a bone. Cool. Right, second book. This is a book that if you thought the last one would struggle to be printed today, then this one you'd really struggle to print this today. It's very kind of 1970s.
Right.
And I'll describe the picture and you can see if you can think what it's called. So it's a married couple, sitting on the sofa, looking kind of quite down. Kind of contemplating life, I think.
Okay.
And the husband's got his arm around his wife, consoling his wife. Any ideas what this book might be called? Just to add, this is aimed at the husband, so this is the book for a man.
Oh right. I'm sorry, I got it on your leg.
No.
She made me do it. No, I don't know.
This book is called "How to Live with a Pregnant Wife."
No,
which is just unbelievable, isn't it?
Ooh,
yeah.
I can imagine some people with tight in the fist now.
Yeah. So yeah, this is very 1970s.
Oh God, what do they recommend?
Divorce.
Divorce?
No, I don't know. No, but yeah, it's I imagine it was aimed at men like, oh, she won't stop whinging.
Yeah.
Back pain. She'll keep moaning about a bloody back.
Yeah.
Yeah, always moaning. So yeah, this is very of its time.
For me too.
Yeah. I've got to live with her.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, this book is very, very out of date.
At a time when the gentleman be wetting the baby's head.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was there in spirit. So yeah, different type of spirit. Yeah. So yeah, that is a genuine book. You can go out and buy it.
Excellent. So, any budding fathers out there?
Yeah, this is the book for you. Yeah, probably one you should buy off the internet, because if you go into a bookshop and buy this, you're going to get some funny looks.
Yeah, exactly. I'm in trouble.
Yeah. My third book title. Now, if you remember, I think on the last podcast, there was the book How Green Were the Nazis?
Yes, yeah, that was that old classic.
Yeah. So it seems like these quite gentle books about the Nazis, there's plenty of them on different subjects.
Okay.
And this is Collectible Spoons of the Third Reich. So, I mean, I'd imagine that someone who collects spoons has a title, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If you're
some Latin thing or something.
Yeah, like what is it you call if you genealogy? That's if you like researching family trees, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'd imagine that someone's called an ologist if they're into spoons.
Yes.
But this is a book for anyone who wants to collect spoons on the Third Reich. Right.
Okay. Is there much demand for that?
Probably not. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Yeah, someone's obviously been awarded some money to create, print, and publish this book. So you'd suspect there must be a market for it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know about that. I think collecting those things will just stir up old memories.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Unless the Third Reich, obviously they had a lot of negative press, unless one of the positives was that they had some fantastic spoons.
No, the best.
The best, maybe that was one positive that come out of the Third Reich, is that they could make a bloody spoon.
Enhancements and spoons.
Yeah. Was it? Is it spoon makers are called whittlers? A whittler. Or is that wooden spoons? Whittling.
Isn't that someone that can play a spoon?
Is it? Whittling. Whittling.
Spoon maker name. D.I. Spooky. What?
What?
You used to make spoons in your city, didn't they? Spook. Oh, spook. Oh, that's what I'm calling.
Oh, spoon.
Spoon, you spoon. Spoon maker. A short history of wooden spoons. There's some really interesting reads on here. No, I can't find anything.
No, I'm sure it is Whittler.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's an interesting book.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Have you got a cover?
It's just got some spoons on the cover. They've just gone straight down the middle.
Swastikas on them.
yeah. Perhaps the market is there are obviously some nut jobs who are still into that kind of way of living. So maybe
possibly.
Maybe these books are just selling to that same kind of community. Whatever
exactly.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I like them, mate.
So yeah, we'll have some more books next month.
Excellent. Can't wait for that.
Cool. Right. So this is the final, or for a while it will be the final edition of Fact or Fake.
Okay.
We're gonna have a little bit of a break. So do you want to do the theme tune, mate?
Fact or fake? Fact or fake? Fact or fake?
so
Cat's just woke up.
yeah, thought there was a tiger in the kitchen. So yeah, for anyone who's not listened to this before, I will give Tom 3 statements, and they are either fact or fake.
Fact or fake? True or false?
And Tom, your ascendancy has been beautiful over the last few editions.
Incredible, hasn't it?
I think you started off the first time with 3 wrong.
Yes.
And then you've gradually moved up to where we got to last month, where you got all 3 correct.
Yeah, absolutely glimpsing, pressing the atmosphere. I am.
You are, yeah. So this is 3 final statements. So we'll see how you fare on these.
Yeah. Exactly.
So here we go. Statement number 1.
Statement number 1.
Hunting unicorns is legal in Michigan.
Okay. So unicorns don't exist. Are you saying Michigan?
Michigan, yeah.
I think Michigan's. I know it's a very pro-gun state because of bowling for Columbine and stuff. Unicorns don't exist. I'm gonna have to say fact.
Ting!
Yeah.
It's fact, yeah.
Yeah.
It's in legislation,
yeah.
Yeah. Unicorns. It's legal to hunt unicorns in Michigan.
God.
You have to get a license, in fact, to hunt them.
Do you? Oh,
yeah.
right. Okay.
So yeah, they've really gone over the top with this one.
I know.
So yeah.
So any unicorns listening, don't go to Michigan.
Don't go to Michigan. Yeah, you need to go to New Hampshire.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's, hasn't been legalised there. Yeah. So yeah, 1-0 to Tom.
Wonderful. Back to the net. Line me up another shot.
Another one. Here we go. The second one. So raisins are dried grapes, aren't they?
Yes.
And is it dates are dried plums? I think.
Yeah.
Now I never realised this, but it's kind of a similar ilk. But olives are pickled grapes.
Pickled grapes?
Yeah, so an olive that you might get on a pizza or whatever, they're just a pickled grape.
Oh, right, okay.
Fact or fake?
Fake.
Ting! Yeah, it's fake.
Pickled grape. I got a spoon in it and everything.
Yeah, I was watching a telly the other day and someone just said olives are pickled grapes. I thought, what? So I thought that's going in the podcast. Of course, it's fake. Yeah, olives are grown on an olive tree.
Yeah, they do put them in pickle juice, don't they? Sometimes.
You do, yeah. I always think they taste a bit like TCP.
Do you? I actually like olives.
Yeah.
Fresh olives. Right.
Yeah. If they were on my plate, I'll eat them, but I wouldn't choose
Probably the most middle class thing I've ever said.
Yeah, I like.
Yeah, I love them. Yeah,
love the olives. Yeah. So
2-0.
2-0. So
the
final, the final statement, and it might be the final statement forever, or maybe for just a long period of time. We don't know yet.
That's all, man.
Here we go. So, when you watch kind of documentaries that kind of look back at events from, say, 1,000 years ago, or you watch dramas from 1,000 years ago, around the time of, the Normans invading England, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There is a subtle detail that is missed out of these programs, and it's quite an alarming one, actually. If you were to go back in time about 1,000 years ago, you would be greeted with the loudest noise that has ever been produced by a living creature on Earth. That creature is a cow. So, about 1,000 years ago, cows' moos could be heard from several miles away. And it is understood that a cow's moo was at least twice the decibelage of a jet engine.
Right.
Like, they were fucking loud. Really fucking loud, right? Now, the reason that these cows don't exist today is that about 1,000 years ago, that's when kind of modern farming started. And obviously cows were farmed for their milk and their meat. And basically, farmers could not farm these animals because when they mooed, it was quite literally deafening. It was excruciating pain. Imagine that noise of a cow mooing twice the sound of a jet engine.
Okay.
So kind of through kind of not natural selection, but kind of man-made natural selection, they have bred cows that were quieter. And over 1,000 years, they have bred cows that were quieter and quieter and quieter to what we have today. Which is, you can still hear cows mooing in a field.
Yeah.
So yeah, about 1,000 years ago, cows were fucking loud. Fact or fake?
I really want it to be true. I think it's cows today don't actually come from this country. British cows. So I'm going to go fact. Oh, bollocks. Why couldn't that be true?
I know. I know. I did. There was a genuine fact about cows. I can't remember what it was now. And then there was a statement underneath it saying about another fact about jet engines. So I just combined the two.
You just amalgamated it because of the detail. That was sly because the detail you went into.
Yeah, I spent my time writing that story.
Exactly.
So yeah, sadly it's fake. Cows didn't moo twice the sound of jet engine.
Devastated.
So it's 2-1. It's still a victory, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I think that might be the last fact or fake for a while. We do have a new feature in the next podcast, which we'll unveil next month, I think. I think you're trying to think what is it? It was. Should we just unveil it now?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So the next month we'll have a new feature called Rapper or Crapper.
Ah, yes, I remember now. Yeah.
And it's going to be similar. I'm going to kind of read out some. It's fact or fake, but with rappers' names basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Rapper or
are
crapper.
they a real rapper or are they a fake rapper?
Or are they a fake rapper? Yeah. That'll be coming next month to the podcast.
Excellent. Can't wait.
Cool. So let's have a break.
Let's have a break.
This lesson is brought to you by the Regional Linguistics Network. Lesson today: Yorkshireman visiting France. Lesson 1: General Conversation. Hello. Bonjour. Hello. Bonjour. Goodbye. Au revoir. Goodbye. Au revoir. Please. Silver plate. Please. Silver plate. Thank you. Merci beaucoup. Thank you. Merci beaucoup. Where is the swimming pool? Où est la piscine? Where is the swimming pool? Où est la piscine? I'm going to visit Brest. Je visite le tit. I'm going to visit Brest. Je visite le tit. Can I have a beer? Le beer, le now. Can I have a beer? Le beer, le now. Please can I have a tip? No, fuck off. Please can I have a tip? No, fuck off.
Cool. Welcome back to the the final part of the Alternative News podcast. We've been ripping through the features today, mate.
Yeah, we have, mate. Roaring.
Flying through them. I'm going to do some weird news.
I love weird news.
It's the best part of
Give it to me.
Weird news! That's the jingle for weird news. So I've got 3 headlines today.
Okay.
The first one is from the Metro, metro.co.uk. And the headline...
I like the Metro.
The Metro, it's always good for weird news, the Metro is.
Yeah, why? Yeah, it's a good source.
It's a very good source of weird news. And the headline reads, Neighbour confuses old trampoline for elderly man unwell in the street. So there's this man who's walking down the street, and up ahead of him down the road he can see what he thinks is an old man, kind of looks like he's bent over gasping for air with a walking stick.
Oh God.
And so he's been, "You all right, mate? Mate, are you all right, mate?" And he's been going down the road shouting, "Mate, do you need me to call an ambulance?" But basically when he's got to this person, it's not a person, it's actually a trampoline that's fallen over.
Oh, I bet he was jumping for joy when he found out what a real person.
I bet he was, yeah. And I'll send you the picture quickly on WhatsApp. It really does look like someone's keeled over at the front of their house. It is amazing.
Brilliant.
So please have a look at that. Have a look. The picture really seals the story because it does look like an actual person is unwell in the street.
Oh, to be fair,
isn't it?
That is very, very from that distance. Yeah, that is very. It's like his walking stick's like it's been kicked in the nuts.
Exactly. Yeah. So the leg of the trampoline looks like a walking stick, and it looks like he's wearing all black and he's got a hood up. That's the first weird news.
Love it.
This second, this one's brilliant. So we've covered kind of like Loch Ness, haven't we, in weird news? And I think we might have done Bigfoot as well in the weird news as well before.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
You know, these weird animal ones. And I've got another Bigfoot weird news. So this is from the Daily Star, and the headline reads, Google Maps user spots Bigfoot, but one person says it's not Bigfoot, it's his mother-in-law. So someone was looking on Google Maps and genuinely thought they'd found Bigfoot.
Oh.
You know, as the Google van takes pictures and goes past.
Yeah.
And they kind of thought they'd made this big discovery and sighted Bigfoot. But someone's then actually come back and gone, no, it's not Bigfoot, that's my mother-in-law, thank you very much.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's got to hurt.
Yeah. I mean, looking at the picture, I don't know how they perhaps thought it was Bigfoot. It might be someone with a backpack on.
Yeah.
That's my second weird news story.
Love it. Another one where I have to look at the pictures.
Yeah, I will. I'll send you the picture now. It's not as good as the previous picture from the previous weird news. It's not as convincing. But yeah, I love the fact that someone's just come out and said, no, that's my mother-in-law. Thank you very much.
Oh dear.
Cool. Right. So the final weird news. So once again, I think we had in the last podcast, or maybe the one before, we had some weird news where a man had claimed he'd been abducted by aliens, and those aliens had shown him visions of a pandemic and a third world war.
Yes.
And this man was basically said, no one listened to me, and look what's happened, we've had a pandemic and a world war. And do you remember he'd been probed up the nose, hadn't he? And he'd had all his blood drained from his body as well by these vicious aliens.
Exactly, yeah.
So it got me, terrible. So it got me thinking. I wonder if there's any more alien weird news out there. It seems to be like my favourite source. And this one's from just over a year ago. It's from January last year, and it's from the Sunday Sport, which is a paper in the UK.
Yeah.
And the headline simply reads: "Space aliens turned my wife into a toffee crisp."
Oh no, that's brilliant.
So anguished Ray Peters says his wife has been zapped by aliens with a powerful astro ray, and it's turned her into a toffee crisp.
Bastards.
Once again, anyone from America, I don't know if toffee crisps you can get them in America or any other countries, but
No.
it's a chocolate bar.
You don't see them that much here, actually, to be honest.
No, they used to be quite popular when we were kids.
Yeah.
I liked a toffee crisp.
I like a toffee crisp for a cup of tea.
Yeah, it's like a Rice Krispies cake in the bar form.
Yeah, with caramel around it.
Yeah, it's lovely. Yeah. I wouldn't mind a bit of this toffee crisp myself.
I don't mind a toffee crisp now, actually.
So yeah, Ray insists there were no problems in his 20-year marriage to Eileen. Come on, Eileen.
Come on, Eileen.
He said she come home on Thursday night. No, sorry. He come home on Thursday night to find his wife missing, but there was a mysterious toffee crisp on the kitchen floor.
Oh my God.
The 62-year-old former security firm manager from Essex, Eileen hates toffee crisps, and so do I. There is no way there would have been one in our home. So it's.
If I'd seen a toffee crisp, I'd have crushed it.
Yeah. So let's get this right. He's come home and found a toffee crisp, and he's gone, well, Eileen doesn't like toffee crisps.
Yeah.
I don't like
There's a
toffee
clue.
crisps. So therefore, an alien must have zapped Eileen and turned her into one.
Exactly.
It's the only logical solution, Tom.
I'm sick of those bloody aliens turning our people into toffee crisps.
Yeah. And this just like clinches the story. Then it struck me, he says, there have been some weird lights over our house just recently. It must be UFOs.
It must be.
It all makes perfect sense. You're right, it does make perfect sense. Eileen's been turned into a toffee crisp with one of their special ray guns. So yeah, they were due to fly out on their holiday, but they can't now because Eileen's been turned into a toffee crisp.
That's terrible. That's probably one of the best stories, bar none.
Boom! That's it.
That's probably why they don't sell toffee crisps anymore, because people are worried that the bit of cannibalism's going on or something.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe they've gone in decline since this story.
Exactly.
Maybe people thinking they're eating missing people.
Bad press.
Bad press. Yeah. The final statement's brilliant. So the Sunday Sport went to Nestle, who would make the toffee crisp, for a comment.
Yeah.
And Nestle responded, "We've not got time for bollocks like this."
Proper northern Nestle, aren't they?
Yeah. Obviously, we're too busy making chocolate bars. We haven't got time for bollocks like this.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that's weird news.
What if they're behind it? That's just the kind of comment that had come from someone who was involved.
Of course, yeah, you distance yourself from it by denying all knowledge. Yeah. Wouldn't that be strange if all chocolate bars were people who've been zapped by aliens?
I know. It'd reduce people having them, wouldn't it?
I mean, the clue's in the title, Mars.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Makes sense, doesn't it? They're
Mars.
from the little green men from Mars. There you go. They're giving us hints. They're giving us hints, and we're ignoring it.
Space Raiders.
Hey.
Hey, we've uncovering here. I'm going to get onto Right Said Fred now.
Based on what we said at the start of the podcast, he's going to be right on top of this, isn't he?
He is.
He's going to help make this go public. So
Brilliant. Loved it, mate.
So yeah, next month I'll be looking out for more chocolate bar alien related stories.
Exactly. We're finding a trend here. We're going to discover what's going on here.
Yeah. So over to you, mate, for a classic album. And can you remember the theme tune from last month?
You know what? I can't. Was it me?
I think there was just like some opera singing.
Oh, right. I'll try. I'll work something.
Yeah.
Classic album.
That's the one.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not even going to pretend that this is going to be a new album because I think that joke's worn thin now because it's not.
Yeah.
It's actually a band I've grown up listening to, and an album I grew up listening to when I was younger, and I have very fond memories of it in Wales, having holiday, going to caravan, hiring a caravan for a holiday and stuff in Anglesey. And my dad always used to have this on in the car. I think it probably released around that time. But it's actually the Cranberries' No Need to Argue.
Oh.
Yeah. So
not what I'm aware of, mate. No,
exactly. So something a bit different. Obviously, Cranberries were a band that come out of Ireland in the 90s. They come out of a bit of a grunge scene around that time. So they've absolutely brilliant band. The first album was really good as well. It had classics like Linger on it and everything. The song about farting. So and this was the follow-up album released in 1994, 3rd of October 1994.
Wow.
On Island Records, which I thought was kind of a bit of an R&B records label, really. But
the only other one I know on Island Records, I think Bob Marley might have been on Island Records.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
And Nine Black Alps, they were on Island Records.
Yeah, of course they were. Yeah. Okay, so like I say, really good band. And this album was when they just kind of increased it. Its second album's usually the best, aren't they? Anyway, but this when they kind of stepped it up even. Probably songs that you would be familiar with are Zombie, track 4. About the Troubles in Northern Ireland. Quite a famous one. Always on in the limelight, that one, wasn't it?
It was, it was a limelight favourite, that, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that one was on a lot. One of my favourites is Ode to My Family. I listened to it recently in Derry Girls. It features a lot on that one, like kind of the start of it. You'll know it if you heard it, probably, on that one. But there's some little gems that are on there that you wouldn't normally hear, like Dreaming My Dreams, track 10. That's a beautiful song, that is. Slow, really, with orchestra kind of song and stuff. You realise what an amazing voice Dolores O'Riordan had, the lead singer. Empty, another great song. Yeah, and they've released other versions since, re-releases with extra tracks on it and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's still quite a popular album and stuff on there.
Was it a big commercial success?
I think it was, yeah. In terms of records sold, it sold 17 million copies worldwide.
Wow.
So it's got to be, I don't know how many platinums that is.
17 million?
17 million, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, records around the world and stuff.
I never knew they were that big.
Oh, yeah, and in the mid-90s they were pretty massive.
That's massive, yeah.
But they only seem to get remembered for a couple of songs and stuff, which is weird. Really, I think they just, yet again, as we've discussed on the show, it just gets swallowed up by the amount of music that was round at that time. Like, this is 94, 95. So you got like the grunge, Nirvana, Oasis, Blur, all coming out at the same time. It's just, it probably just got, well, it was extremely popular at the time, but it's probably got lost in this since then and stuff. And saw a massive resurgence when Dolores O'Riordan unfortunately died a couple of years ago. But yeah, it was a top-rated album, 4 or 5 stars for the most of it and stuff. Like I say, a lot of the songs are reused in films and everything.
Right.
Yeah, so it's one of them bands where they get a lot of re-releases through programs and stuff.
I'm definitely going to listen to this because I was of the opinion they had like just 2 songs.
No, that's it. You think Zombie and Linger, don't you?
Exactly. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
realise it was a huge commercial success.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's why I wanted to rejig it really and bring something to the forefront where it was a very popular album according to the numbers, very big in America, which is rare for any band to get that many copies sold, but they were really popular in America. I think they hit a chord with Americans and stuff, and it was at the time of the Troubles, so in the 90s, so the music's shown resonance and stuff, so yeah.
Yeah, because obviously, around that time, you had the bombings in Warrington as well.
Yeah.
Like I said, the Troubles, you had the Belfast Agreement and all that kind of stuff. So it was quite a big focus, wasn't it, the Troubles in Northern Ireland?
Exactly. And here's a fun fact for you about this album. The album cover is them, 3 of the band members sitting on a sofa and Delirious sitting on the floor. That sofa later appeared in the video for All Right by the British band Supergrass.
Did it?
Yeah.
How's that come about? Do you know? Is it like?
No idea.
I wonder if it's like some props they have at the studio or something.
Possibly, yeah. When the photo studio or the recording studio, whoever was doing a music video or something, yeah. That sofa was used again, and I can just see it now. We're going around on the back of a van.
That's amazing.
On the Supergrass video.
That's like that thing I heard recently, that the piano on Hey Jude.
Yeah.
On the recording of Hey Jude, is the same piano used in Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen.
That's nuts as well, isn't it?
It's the same piano, yeah.
Yeah. What a powerful piano.
On 2 of the biggest songs of all time, yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing, mate. That's because a lot of the time I think we cover albums that are both in our kind of top 20, top 30 kind of list, aren't they?
Exactly, yeah.
And even if they're not, they're by kind of artists that we both know, or we know the album, and it's like, might say, well, that's not one of my favourites, but it is a good album, I know about it. So this is completely fresh for me. I'm going to have to go and listen to it now.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a listen for anyone. And a bit of mid-90s kind of thinking back and stuff. It's really good.
Yeah, and like you say, it'll be interesting to listen through the tracks, especially if you go, oh God, yeah, I've heard that on film.
Yeah.
Film on TV.
And it crops up. Yeah, it gets very, very much used a lot, yeah.
Brilliant. What a great choice, mate. Cool,
yeah.
Thank you. Right.
You're welcome.
I think that brings the podcast to an end, doesn't it?
To a grinding halt.
To a grinding halt, yeah. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. We hope you've enjoyed this episode.
Yeah.
We certainly have, haven't we? We always enjoy it.
We have enjoyed it, yeah.
Hopefully,
thanks for coming to the show.
Yeah, thanks for coming to the show.
Merci beaucoup.
Hopefully you're enjoying all the little bite-sized editions we're doing.
Yeah.
Obviously they'll be coming every week. So we'll be back in a month's time for the big feature-length podcast.
Keep listening, keep following, keep doing what you're doing, keep commenting.
Yeah, definitely. Please keep listening, following, and all that stuff, and subscribing. It definitely helps get the more and more people to listen to the podcast.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we shall speak to you all again in a month's time.
We will love you and leave you.
So bye, everyone.
Bye.